Welcome back from the break, everybody. We're live here from Los Angeles in the Blizzard Arena, and we have one match coming up left for the day, Hex. And yeah, I fixed my glasses, guys. It's rad. It's awesome. They're back.
Yeah, I just like the sunglasses.
They might come back. Might go back to the sunglasses. Depends. These bright lights, you know, Hex. I don't know. Now that I've got the sunglasses on, I'm not really sure.
It's actually gonna melt the glue that you used to glue your glasses back together.
It's magic. It's magic. I actually didn't want to use tape just because of all the Harry Potter jokes, but you know, glue, you stick with it. Hey, you stick with it. Okay, let's get into the last match. Let's get into the last match of the day, dude. We got one more. Yeah,
we have Chengdu versus Florida coming up next, and this one's going to be interesting, mostly because Chengdu is just this wild card that plays whatever they really want. It's strange because they've been playing the same style, but it is this unconventional style. Of course, you've got guys like Late Young on here too, and Late Young has been very good for this squad, and he didn't get into Overwatch League last year, but he was well renowned as one of the best players in the Chinese region. He wants to really bring that to the fans of the world. We're ready to see what the Chinese region's all about. And it's him and a couple of the other guys that were veterans of the Overwatch Premier Series, and they were some of the best players I thought in China, just didn't get their chance to get into the Overwatch League last year. But now they're here looking to make a splash.
And they certainly are. They certainly are. A difficult team to get a read on. But their opponent's also a difficult team to get a read on right now. Not quite sure what the level is. But Florida, right. They've gone for wholesale changes in the roster. It might as well be a new team that's coming in with the starting six. I mean, there's one lone guy, you know, who's still in the fight.
Yeah, but he no longer has to drive the bus, and they've just sold that bus. It's a brand new roster, brand new organization for the most part, except for Tvik. They've actually added, I believe, McGravy yesterday too, another English-speaking part of their team, which will be interesting addition as we go forth. But I think it's cool that they get to play against Chengdu, because now we might actually see them play things that are not 3-3. They've got some players that we haven't seen yet. Maybe a little Saya surprise comes in, get some Widowmaker play.
Let's go. Get the tears flowing. Guys, it's time to get into the match, and we're going to welcome our first team to the stage. It is the Chengdu Hunters.
So the interesting thing about this team is they pretty much only run the disruption composition, I suppose. They run a lot of Hammond, is what I'm saying. Among just loves running Hammond. He runs it most of the time. It's a huge percentage play. He does a ton of damage, gets ult-ups quickly, but doesn't get a lot of final blows. He relies on the rest of his team. What's interesting about them is you can kind of game plan for this team because you know what they're going to run. They don't run 3-3 very often. When they do, it's actually they're curveball-ish, but a lot of talent on this team. KO has been really good. Amang has been really nice as well. Late Young, as aforementioned, I thought he was the best diva in the Chinese region a couple years back, looking to regain that place. And then a lot of great supporting players as well.
Certainly a chance to prove themselves here in the Overwatch League, but they've got to go through these guys next. It is going to be the Florida Mayhem.
This is not your 2018 Florida Mayhem for sure. The roster completely overturned. They cleaned house for the most part. BQB has been a standout for them. Swan's been great as well. Tvik, of course, Mr. Versatile as we think of. Actually hasn't played as many heroes as he did last year thus far.
Oh, awesome.
That's
he made it. He made it.
You'll pick it up, Zephyr. It's okay. Chris there towards the end is a really interesting Lucio. Now, they've played a lot of 3-3 lately, and the point I made on the pre-show is Lucio in a 3-3 has to play very differently than Lucio in these compositions with 4 damage dealers and single tanks and whatever they play. So we'll see how Chris does today, but it's a roster full of old pieces from the Overwatch League who've been jettisoned from the former team, and then some new bright additions.
That's a way to put it. Jettisoned into the void, only to be gathered up by the man. Tvik. He is here, but kicking things off. You got it on your screen, Chris. And we'll go through the whole roster here, but I mean, as far as this team is concerned, a lot to prove. A lot of the kind of Shanghai kind of pressure on these guys, just because it was a bit of a running joke last season where it's just like, oh, well, at least Florida got to play Shanghai, you know, so they got some wins that way, but it was a brutal start for them.
If Shanghai wasn't the, well, to be frank, no, it's not mince words, dumpster fire that they were last year, then we would be talking about Florida as a terrible team. They did not perform much better than Shanghai. I believe 4 to 6 wins, I don't even remember, but it wasn't good overall. And both of the teams had problems with their support lines, and both teams have upgraded those support lines significantly.
Yes, now that explains why they had to settle out of court with Oscar. But Shanghai, they managed to get it done. They managed to get it done, and they've turned it around this year, Hex. As we all saw yesterday, if you haven't, be sure to tune into the VODs or go and check those out on the website. Shanghai, they've won. That's it. They've broken it. The streak is over.
The pressure's off. And Florida got a good win, too. They beat Philadelphia in their last matchup. It was 1-2. They ended up with a draw. Philadelphia was running Elk for the first time, but, you know, there's a lot of things that happen. You got to pick up wins when they present themselves to you. So we are going
Speaking of which,
take a look at the maps. Take it away. Plug the sponsor, buddy.
Presented by Toyota. And it will be Nepal to kick things off on this series. 4 maps coming right at you guys. By Nepal to kick things off on Control.
Nepal is going to be really interesting because I want to see when we get to Shrine. Oddly enough, when I've seen these teams on Shrine, Florida runs 4 DPS and something kind of wonky, whereas Chengdu just ran standard. So it's a kind of reversal of roles, and we are going to kick right off on Shrine. This is where Florida ended up running 4 DPS. I believe a Tracer was in the mix, and then Chengdu ran it completely standard. When they got in trouble, they put Ameng back onto the Hammond, which I believe he will be rolling out on now. See what I did there?
I did do that, Hex. That was clever. That was clever. It was almost as if, you know, he's like a hamster ball, but made out of metal, titanium.
You know, the sad part is I went to school for English for 7 years, and that's the best I have.
Well, you know, again, they lied to you, Hex. You know, they lied to you, your parents. So, getting into the thick of things here. It is a best of 3 on this map in particular. We're looking for the first team to get 2 points, and they're both on offense. Think King of the Hill. So, Chengdu kicking things off already with Among on the hamster.
I mean, that stat's just ridiculous. 83% of their time they've been playing Hammond. The rest of the league is only 16%. So what is considered a niche hero by most of the league is just standard Chengdu play.
And in the meantime, Florida, they've had the chance to go ahead and scout this out, confirm what they no doubt thought was coming. BQB will be swapping immediately over to the Sombra, and we will have a little bit of a change with Hagopan on Ana as well. So going to be fun to see how Florida approach this. Guess what is about to come crashing in? Among just ringing their bell, letting them know, hello guys. And it is just a really it can be a really frustrating hero to play against Among because of all this, all the mobility that he has at his disposal, just rolling all over the place.
Well, last time Florida ran Tracer onto Vic on this point, but I think you need to keep the Brigitte so that you can at least stun the Hammond once and try to get a kill. Otherwise, you're just going to roll in and roll out on you.
Exactly, look at this. Hey, pile driver, straight into the mix. Bonus shields, man's a tough nut to crack. Has to be careful, looking for the other side here, trying to force perhaps a change in angle on the shields.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He almost fell below 1,000 HP there for a second.
Crazy, crazy. Yeah, and all this time, we got the grab coming into it too now. So Florida getting crushed, literally. Among just lighting them up, but Tavik comes right back into it. 2 kills each on par so far, but we don't have a shield to hide behind over here for Florida, so there is going to be tough for them to survive.
There's the minefield. Among does so much damage that he gets those ultimates very quickly. Remember,
there it is!
Bowling for Swedes, and Amang aces that one off the edge as Tavik goes flying. Gonna stay in control here. Down to 100 HP, but that's as low as he gets. A big health pool helps his supports get their ultimates up as well. And now Chengdu holding on at 70%. And by the time they fight, it's gonna be about 80. So you could reasonably say Chengdu is about 1 fight away from taking this first stage.
They're on it right now. Things are shaping up nicely. Haven't had any swaps over on the Florida side. They do have the nano, so we'll see. Swan. He's honking his way through. And what is this? How does Chris go up to that bomb? He's gone, and that's the end of the fight here for Florida. This is catastrophic. They're at 90% right now, Chengdu.
It's almost always a mistake when a Lucio dies to a self-destruct like that because he's the one in control of the speed boost. He should be able to skate away using that advanced mobility, but didn't happen there. Didn't see exactly what happened. But now Florida has to hope to stall out, maybe nano someone to get in here. They've got ultimates to use. It's just a matter of getting on the point to use them.
Well, Ana's running back into the fight. That's Hago. He needs to get in with that boost. He's not going to wait a second. He hesitates not and throws it in. The grab got eaten, though. And Zephyr will find a kill. That's the big tank, the big beef out of the way here for the Hunters as they completely collapse under the onslaught. The Mayham really living up to their names.
Despite the grab getting eaten, this is going to be an easy take back for the Florida Mayhem, but 99%, Chengdu's pretty happy with that. They're going to be 50% of their way towards most of their ultimates, where it was a huge investment for the Florida Mayhem. Tavik has to go back to Brigitte so that they have some crowd control, or abbreviated CC. pretty much just means stuns or things that hold you in place so that Aman can't just do whatever he wants. But he's got Minefield up. He can just drop it all over the point and gain some zone control.
Let's go right there, straight into it. No hesitation, and time for a nap. And what great discipline from Tvik. Doesn't wake him up. Could have taken the free pot shot. Instead, they're going to take him for a ride.
Still almost got away. Ridiculous. They are going to get grabbed, though, as all the concentration was on the hamster ball. Everyone gets caught up in that grab and killed.
And they're gone. They're gone, Hex. It's brutal. You hate to see it, especially if you're a Mayhem fan. But BQB is gone, and I don't think they're going to be able to make it back in time. That's going to be it. The Hunters taking the first point in this best of three. Looking fairly solid, and once again, sticking to their guns, both of them. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the second point of this first map right after that. Welcome back, everybody, from the break, and we are going to be getting into the thick of things here. It's the Murder Chasm Hex, and that's going to be the next point coming right up here. And we'll see, can the Hunters close it out strong and hit the ground running versus the Mayhem, or are the Mayhem going to have a bit of fight in them? No time wasted, straight into the thick of things. And Amon.
Amon.
Amen.
Amon.
Amon.
Very
is going to be going right in.
We're working on it. Gets in there, gets the slam, but Florida was expecting it, and at a certain point with Chengdu, you have to be expecting it. That's how they play all the time. You just wait for the hamster to come in, wait for the Hammond to come in, and try to deal with it then, but he's just so good at getting out, and he also gets a ton of support from his team. Late Young able to take down Swan early in this fight. Very nice play.
And initial control looks like it's going to be going towards the Hunters. Without Swan in here, it makes it difficult for Florida to take a fight. They need that monkey and the shield he brings along with him to soak some damage. Late Young's going to be happy about the charge he's got going right now. Sees it early, sees the rotation. Now they're out in the open here, Florida, trying to find a way in.
Yeah. And so one of the things at Zarya that makes working with a Reinhardt really nice is you can just shield him, and then people don't know to stop shooting and stop swinging at him in close quarters. But he's been shielding Amon, and he's in there, and what are you going to do? Just stop shooting and just hope for the best? Amon's just been so good at his disruption play.
He's been all over the place. Really tough to pin him down. And as he goes crashing through, looking perhaps for a little bit of a boop, not going to find it quite there. And now they get to hang out. Oh, you only caught the one, Rodents, and he is going to get focused.
It's a testament to how annoying he's been. Late Young gets his grab eaten by Zephyr. That's a nice play. And now Chengdu is just in stall-out mode right now. They're not going to be able to bring this fight back. They've lost too many pieces, very likely. However, you never know, because the Hammond gets back so quickly that you might be able to get your main tank back on the point, and that's a huge bomb. Takes down Swan. Florida yet to pull this back.
Was it a parting gift from Chengdu? No, I think that he was dead. There was no stun out there, so interesting for Swan to get picked off by that. Still the contest coming through. Amon going in, looking for the slam, and oh, he gets caught. He's out, and they are going to get the cleanup here. Mayhem, they've got it unlocked.
But they started that fight at like 30%, and just the stall out from the Chengdu Hunters gets them all the way up to 70. Didn't invest way too much, and now Amon onto a Reinhardt. So a standard composition from Chengdu, which is not standard for Chengdu.
I'm just getting an Unchained reference here, you know. I just want Amon to like go crashing through everybody and just whisper, the G is silent. We'll see if he makes the play, we'll see. Plenty of opportunity here. Well, not for him, he's out of it. Done, the Rhine is gone, no shield left to hide behind. And now it's up to Florida to just pin these guys in the corner. There's nowhere for them to escape. The Hunters have become the hunted, and they're caught up against the wall.
They're throwing a lot of ultimates into this one just to try to stay alive. You have to wonder if it's not ill-advised, because they only need one more fight, so you want to use those ults when you want to use them on your terms. Almost a big knockback, but it's Late Young who falls, and they're just stuck in the closet. Not an ideal place to fight. A late Graviton, not going to find much, and a little bit of undisciplined play from the Hunters there. They had enough to just wait and fight on their own terms, but panicked, got caught in the wall. They are going to have a Transcendence and a Graviton up soon, though. Amon switched again.
Exactly. The hamster is back. Big boom. Not going to find anybody, but Late Young does get caught. So we will have Florida Mayhem tying it up and now taking the lead. 72% and counting here on the point. Not going to overextend either. Just going to set up shop and wait for the Hunters to spend that valuable time getting back through these choke points.
Well, Swan's got Primal Rage up, which is so good on maps with environmental edges, especially this map. You can't really avoid or play around the pit of despair in the middle there. So Swan gonna wait for them to come in, jump over them very likely, and Primal and try to knock some people off.
Goes for the Primal. This is what they have to be worried about. He is still in this, but they do manage to keep their backs to the wall, the Hunters, and so no environmental kills here for Swan so far by the looks of things. And it is going to be nearly a flip contested at the last possible moment. BQB throwing that, no, it's not him, it's Late Young throwing the grab in.
Chengdu found an isolated target and they forced out the Transcendence on the other side. Amon is going to get some mind kills there, really difficult to avoid. Self-destruct comes off and this is it. The Hunters have to win this point or the map's over.
Oh, the sound barrier doesn't manage to catch him in time. Late Young gets overwhelmed and it will be Florida Mayhem.
People alive. They were chasing down. They get off the point, 70%. Oh, that's a big Charlie Niner right there.
Yeah, they saw red, couldn't resist. I mean, this is why we can't put so much emphasis on stats, on final blows, on kills, because then that's all the players think about.
Oh, so it's our fault.
Yeah, it's our fault.
I completely agree.
It's our fault.
I completely agree. All right, so like, it's very scrappy, and I'm not saying that they were definitely going to win it, but you've got players alive. A couple people die from Florida here, and now you've got Lucio chasing it down. Can't get back in time. That's a barriered Lucio on Evital and unable to get back there. They started seeing red. The bloodlust took over. They chased the kills. They lose the point.
Just don't eat the mushrooms or drink the tea. I mean, I'm calling them Vikings right now. They are Hunters. Whatever. Vikings, they did a lot of hunting too. And they were Berserkers. But right now, you need to calm down, Hunters, and keep you cool because this is the final point of this first map, and you gotta win it.
Elsa gets the hack on the opposing Sombra, which is a great way to deal with her. Sombras almost never die because they have translocate, so you get low and you get out. Unless you get stunned, CC'd, or hacked, you're going to be able to get out of the fight, so a great opening move from Elsa there to take out the opposing Sombra.
It's just an orb. It's just this giant orb that's running, that's like rolling around. Okay. Just seems so out of place. But there you go. Mechs, they take all forms.
Yeah, there was a sign in the audience earlier that asked for Hammond to be able to demech. Can you imagine trying to kill the hamster afterwards too? I would just feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just like how they're so quick. They're speedy little creatures, you know? You'd be running around trying to stomp them, just getting away.
Swan gets a nice kill here. Control is in advantage of the Hunters, though, and Elsa takes down another prime target. Hacking a Tracer, it makes her absolutely useless. She's so fragile without mobility that he's just picking good targets and finishing it rather solo, too. It's been impressive.
Oh, squeak him, the mines are out. He's stuck in a corner, Zephyr. Not gonna make it, gets pinned down. It will be Elsa who's got him.
Another hack from Elsa. Zephyr's out of the fight. Amon is ran wild yet again. No one's really touching him. Swan just on Minesweeper duty. Now they finally get in here to contest, though.
Now we've got a presence on the point. Contest is down. Florida just all out chaos now as Swan is beating people to a pulp. Decides to hide in the corner, though. Play friendly. He's going to take rockets to the face, though. Jinmu gonna set it up for Elsa to clean up. 2 kills for Elsa with the help of his team.
This has just been the Elsa show. It's been him all over the place, getting hacks, getting eliminations, finishing out kills. I mean, it's just been so impressive that he's been able to isolate targets. Yet again, he hacks to Vic, takes them down. And I think that's what makes Chengdu so strong, is all these players know how to play alone. We emphasize so much about it. It's the team game. You got to play together. Yeah, they're making calls or giving out information, but individually, they win a lot of their 1v1s. Another hack.
Not quite, not quite. Close, though.
Oh, now he's hacked. Got him the second go-around.
There's a wall of rockets coming at you, too. Let's say Jinmu, nice positioning there. Good use of mechanics to knock himself over the rooftop. And this fight is going, I mean, they're going to let the point go to Mayhem right now, the Hunters.
Yeah, the Bloodlust takes over again, but they're getting kills here.
Yeah, without Hago in the mix, they might have an opening. Swan is dropping dangerously low without the heals. And so now that could be a 1 fight for the Hunters, and then they just flip the point back their way. Sound barrier goes down, however. gonna be making him a bit more difficult to kill, but a great EMP connecting with 4. Or 3.
Well, Chengdu has to decide if they want to fight here or they want to back out. A lot of times they just throw too much into it when it's already a lost fight. Amon getting a lot of healing, a lot of damage coming through. It's just Lucio left on the point. The Ana's trying to heal up. They will grab it back over. Nice dart on a very low Amon. Late Young's trying to peel for him. Does a great job of peeling for him. They're also going to get a resurrection.
Yeah, that was sick. Now we have Chengdu back in the fight. Perfect. That's going to set him up. The double kill with the rockets. Area of effect damage having its say, and now he's got the barrage online as well. He can light somebody up point blank. Not going to hesitate. Goes straight for it. Hunting for targets. Where are they?
The mines are so brutal. They're so hard to take care of. And there it is. Chengdu will take our first map on Nepal.
Strong start. Sticking with their guns. They've managed to change up on the damage dealer side. Glad to see some Pharah play here, but I mean, Amon is really impressing right now on the hamster. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back for the second map.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. The Hunters, they're on the scent. They're down. They're tracking them down right now. Hex, they're up 1-0 in this series.
We just got to look up a bunch of Rexar quotes, bring them for next week. Rexar,
hear that in the distance?
Famous hunter.
The pandas roaring.
I mean, yeah, it's been good for that. I really like the style of play that a lot of these new expansion teams are bringing. Specifically, the Chinese expansion teams have just been like, your meta is different than our meta. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna force it upon you, and it's been something a beauty to watch. I can't imagine that when I go on the ladder at home, I'm gonna see nothing but Chengdu Hammond skins, right? Like if you're looking for a hero to to worship as a Hammond, I mean, look no further than Amon.
Yeah, it's like my boy right there. I'm still sporting the Diva skin. Poco bombs! Inspiration every day.
A French contingent of players sitting near our casters and that's watching us. Players still like to...
They seem to hoot a lot too, and like specific players die, so I'm wondering if there's beef between some of these guys, you know, a bit of history. Pretty sure I've heard some hoots.
It's not like the French to hold a grudge.
I don't know what you're talking about, Heck. We are a peaceful people.
Well, we're going to come into the King's Row, across the pond, across the channel, into jolly old London, England. We'll see what each of these teams wants to run. Florida Mayhem on the defense. Their lineup will be locked and set. Going to run Sombra, and it's good to see BQB on the Sombra.
Indeed it is. A capable one at that. Many hacks in the last game. Many hacks to be had here.
All right, the Reaper. Elsa on the Reaper. Jinmu on the Genji. All right, let's do it.
Well, okay then. Things can change. And already one tick picked up. One tick picked up just like that for free. Mayhem caught sleeping. And now Elsa's just going to go in. It's pure carnage. Point blank shotguns to the face. There isn't much left.
It's so good at cracking shields, too, just the amount of damage and self-sustain. However, in order to bring it back, it's just Elsa and Amon trying to get some work done on the point. However, the reinforcements are going to be a little bit quicker for the Chengdu Hunters. They have to be careful. If they could have lived here, it would have been so much better, but now it's just Evil Tull on the point. They get cleaned up. You know, I wouldn't mind them backing up just a little bit, waiting for reinforcements instead of trying to force that 2v3, but they did get 33%, which is permanent progress on first point.
True enough. And now they just basically staggers. Jinmu working on his way to the blade. See if he's going to go ahead and get that chop and block going. Looking for the back line. Wants to get the reflect. Little bit of damage, and Hagafun's dead. There's the cleanup they were looking for. This is looking a bit more one-sided.
The minefield is such a good ultimate. It cleans up people without even... Just by existing, it's already a problem. And then people get pushed into it, they get knocked around. But again, what looked like a one fight for Chengdu, they end up losing numbers late. Dragonblade about to be up, and a big initiation for Amon. Nanoblade incoming.
He's got to get something out of this. He's got to get the kills. There's the one. Only one. No, there's 2 and 3. The backline is dead for Mayham. And there it is, the fight-ending ultimate at its finest.
A gutsy initiation there as he goes after Tavik, who's the only man with an ability to slow him down or stop him. Goes after Tavik, evades the shield bash of Brigitte, evades the sleep dart, and that is such an all-in play because if you don't get much out of your nano-boosted Genji blade, you're in trouble. You just invested 2 ultimates, and you need at least 2 kills out of it. Nice cleanup there, and you see the power of Genji. For the most part in this meta, he's just used to farm up his ultimate, get the blade going, and try to get some kills. But with the dash reset upon killing somebody, he's able to be ultra mobile, unkillable in that instance.
Yeah, so he's sticking to it too. So we have the Death Blossom online, you're right. Looking to see where Elza's going to get in on it. Well, there we go. Sound barrier. Excellent positioning. Manages to dodge it. We still got the sound barrier. Going to make it tough to capitalize on this EMP. And that's what. There is the Blossom. But the sound barrier is out at the same time. And so no kills there. Apart from BQB. He takes BQB, but it's not a monster.
Really close one in this fight. A lot of big, healthy bodies still for Florida. The minefield does go down, but it's behind the cart rather than in front of it. Zephyr's the one doing some cleanup here. There's a Graviton trying to clean up. Chengdu does not seem to ever want to give up fights. They don't know what the meaning of retreat.
No, they do not back up. They only move forward or die trying.
But they forced out a rally very close to the end, though, which is definitely a victory because rally doesn't last forever anymore. After 30 seconds, that armor is going to start to decay. So it used to be a use it out of fights kind of ultimate. Just give everyone armor, don't worry about it. Then people started playing with it in fights so that people were regaining armor and had speed boost. Now it's definitely something you want to use in the midst of an engagement.
Oh, we're all running really, really fast right now. Trying to get into position, going for the wrap onto the payload. Florida Mayhem have already set up shop, no problems there. Boost is through, Eamon just gonna go in and start swinging. Bio nade there to do some damage. He gets pinned. He doesn't care. He's going to go ahead and pay Swan back for the indignity. And they will go for a ride here. The Hunters finding all of the kills.
A damage negation and damage boost. And then it's such a smart play to put it on Amon there. 1, Rein's already a really good target. 2, he had just switched to Reinhardt, so he had no ultimate charge at all, not even close. What Nano does for you so well is it allows you to invest into another hero's ultimate. Because you're doing more damage, because you're nigh unkillable, you're going to get very close to your ultimate, and you see Amon at 90%.
Yeah, once again, oh man, he's going to have that shatter for this next fight. And he just throws it out, no hesitation. Catches Swan mid-swing. Tvik has got the block out. Gone for a change-up on the May. Interesting strategy there, and we'll see if it pays off. So far, Cotton, though, it looks like it's costing them. Big kills coming through here for the Hunters, despite the fact that they're hacked. That's not stopping them.
Yeah, Late Young with the cleanup there. He's got his Graviton Surge ready to go. They have support ultimates ready to go. Chengdu is really riding this wave of momentum. The May pick was interesting. I like May a lot on first point of Kings. You're able to lock people out of the door. We'll see if he can get there on this. I wonder what specifically it is being used for. He's been playing a lot of it, though. I spoke to Tavik a couple weeks ago, and says very comfortable on this hero.
Well, boost going out onto Swan. He's not getting a whole lot done with it, though, unfortunately. Just kind of staring angrily. And then gets his shatter blocks, too. Swan, got to step up the game here. They're still making progress. The Hunters have now got all the ults coming online. There's the grab, chucked into the corner. Wall goes down to try and delay, but that's not going to be good enough. They do find a kill on Zephyr. He's back to 0 energy. Has to wait and spawn. The good Blizzard follow-up, though, is going to cost him, but Elza had the self-destruct. Well-timed wall there from Tavik, cuts it off from his team, but they are still giving ground here, the Mayhem.
There's a giant hack, hits up 3 players on Chengdu. This is Florida's time to bring it back here. They only get 1, still trading out evenly. The May can be a great stall tactic, can be very annoying at these final points. Try to get a wall, does cut them off, a nice wall. Can they chase it down? No! Cracking that wall lets them retreat.
Yeah, the personal shield, they're just too good. Jinmu able to dodge out of harm's way. Shatter point blank. Does he have the follow-up? It's not looking like it. Oh, they do manage to catch Jinmu. And this time, Elza, no self-destruct. No self-destruct to go ahead and reset. So they will have to back off here on the Hunter's side. As far as Florida concerned, so far so good. Tvik has nearly got a Blizzard online again, and that's so good on the final point.
BQB has been doing such a great job of charging his ultimate. They just used EMP, and he's got it ready to go again. He will die, so they're going to have to wait for him to get in proper position.
He'll have it online, though, for this next fight. Rally gets used as well. There's the instant wall, cutting the team in half. Blizzard to follow it up as well. Mayham going to go and decorate the wall. Swan is there to help him out with that. And Jinmu right on the edge, going to go for a jump.
He was trying to reset, and they slept him. So yeah, think about it. Think about your thoughts, right? Don't jump off the edge, call somebody. And so now, on the swing back, I'm starting to really understand what they want to do with this May. Because it's such a narrow hallway, they don't want to completely cut you off, but you can cut off half of it. And then what are you going to do? Just try to walk all the way around to it? By the time that happens, you're already dead. So May is usually used in very narrow corridors, but this is pretty narrow as far as maps go.
This is working out great. Each time they're able to cut the team in half, or at least that's going down to Tvik. Positioning is key. This time, however, it looks like the Hunters are able to sneak their way past. Sound barrier used by the Mayhem, though. And the boost goes out on Late Young, who is fully charged on energy. This guy is gonna hurt. But then again with the May wall, no advantage taken, and then the follow-up hack. Late Young going for a drop. And that is yet another solid hold coming here for Mayhem.
We talk so often about how disruption is important in the 3-3. We talk in reference to Sombra, in reference to Hammond, being able to disrupt this meatball of heroes. May is actually making a case of disruption hero. I mean, she was perhaps the first disruption hero to really make it a thing, and it is working out really well for Florida.
They're doing excellent work, slows them down. Evital gonna die. Hagapun there to jump in on that. BQB chiming in, and they are just getting rolled. Rolls, Jinmu. He is out of it.
Yeah, that's it. That's gone. That is where the payload will stop. Florida will prevent Chengdu from finishing out the map.
So there we have it. After a dicey back and forth first map between these two teams, a solid defense on the side of Florida. Looked a little dicey at first, but they managed to rally, and we will find out how they do on the offense after the break. Man in question on your screen, BQB. Standout performance from him so far. Many hacks, many EMPs, many kills.
After the first week, we were very curious what this Florida roster was going to do, because the individual talent is so much there for this team. It's just about playing together. And what are you going to do about this? You can't deal with anybody. Then just gets that post sound barrier EMP, makes it absolutely worthless, peels off the shields. BQB was a guy we expected to step up big, and as Bren would tell you any chance he gets, formerly he went by the handle Bum God.
What a name! That's a handle and a half.
But yeah, I mean, when you just look at this Florida roster on paper, you're like, wow, these are really good players. You got some veteran players in here, guys who definitely deserve to start on teams in the Overwatch League, and you add good pieces in. So it was a little bit weird how badly they played in the very first match, but they've definitely turned it around.
It's starting to shape up. Sometimes you get those jitters at the first, and you got to go ahead, take a moment to take a breather. But now it will be the switch. Florida Mayhem on the offense. Hunters backing off, and now this is a bit difficult here for him. Great support coming in from his team, and he might be able to survive
get out of
this.
that.
He survives it.
You lunatic. He gets the small thing, he gets his shield up. Now his team rotates in to help him out, and they get 2 quick kills.
Dude, this is unreal. How is this guy not dying? This is feeding so much ult charge to his teammates as well.
so much heals. That was insanity. They knew where he was gonna be. BQB spotted him out. He went to the same ledge he's always on, hacked him, and it didn't matter. But EMP comes off. It's everybody except Elsa.
Yeah, that was a big EMP. Monster work there once again from BQB. We were highlighting his play earlier. Opened it up here to take Eamon out of the fight early. Now Florida with the man advantage on this point. Zephyr holding on to that grab. He is fully charged. Yep, now's his time to shine. Can he get in here? And I mean, they aren't quite able to capitalize. They aren't quite able to find the kills.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time, though. I can't believe they didn't die quicker because they had the anti-heal. I think they were waiting to see if a Transcendence was going to come out, but they just now get support ultimates online. They do end up throwing the sound barrier into it, and if there's one nitpick I have about the Chengdu Hunters, it's using ultimates when fights are lost. They continue fights, and sometimes they pull them back. Sometimes unevenly they pull them back, but there seems to be more often than not, that one's probably over by most people's standards, and then they start committing very important ultimates. This one is okay because you still have Transcendence at least if you get Graviton next, so Yveltal trying to pull it back, questionable.
Trying to make the Hail Mary plays. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
They believe in themselves, right? There's a lot of confidence that if we can just get a 3-on-4, we probably got it.
Florida now making progress. Another EMP comes through. Jinmu instantly deleted. Trance is out, however, for Keo. Trying to keep his teammates up. Eamon just going for a roll. All over the place. But they're giving ground now, the Hunters. Have to wait for their teammates to rejoin the fight.
I said during the break, all I really want to see is Graviton into Minefield, and they're about to set it up. We'll see if they end up using it. We'll see if it ends up doing anything. I just think it looks really cool. And also, I love combos because then we just get to think of a clever name for them.
That would be straight into the asteroid field. Black hole into asteroids. It could be the thing. I don't know. We're about to find out. Eamon just going for the slam. No jam, though. Apart from that, Elsa somehow finding 2 with the self-destruct. That's going to throw things out of whack here for Florida, although they are managing to find some kills on the way back. Just so much damage getting cranked out by Zephyr.
Amon goes sky high, death from above onto Tavik, and Zephyr gets cleaned up as well. Amon plays this Hammond to the razor's edge. Yes, sometimes he's at 1,000+ HP with shields in there and everything. That's the power of Hammond. But sometimes he's at like 150 HP. He's like, I'm going for it, guys. I'm going in. And the rest of his team supports it, and they play behind him. It's such a cool style.
At that point, you gotta. Yeah, they're already on the wrap now, Florida. 3 minutes on the clock for them to get the second point. Eamon on the high ground, putting himself positioned to just roll his way through. And BQB, he's searching for the angle on the side. This is looking like they want to just open up with the BQB EMP combo that we've seen so successful in the past here for Florida. He's working his way along the back line. This is pretty much it. Keo, bubbles are out.
Well, they found him, so BQB had to relocate. Now he's going to EMP right in front of the cart, but Keo was hiding. Very nice from Keo to be hiding with the Transcendence ready to go. And now it's a support ultimate fiesta. The minefield is there, right in front of the cart, and Amon dropped it in the perfect position.
He dropped it in the perfect spot. He just spent most of that time taking a nap. But despite it all, it looks like they will come out ahead here, the Mayhem, finding the kills later on in this fight. And a second point picked up here for Florida. Add time to the bank and get them on the road here for that third point. Note that the Hunters were not able to pick up a third point of their own. So this is it. It's Florida's chance to tie up this series 1-1.
They've got 3.5 minutes to do so and some nice ultimates to work with. Swan hasn't had the biggest impact in the game so far. He's going to try to change that by impacting the ground with his hammer.
Yeah, but the ground doesn't fight back. It's much easier that way, Hex. I guess it's just trying to feel good about himself for a second there. We'll allow it. We'll allow it. Right now, it's just the dance, though. Who is going to commit to the fight first? BQB's got that EMP once again. And there it is. Comes right over the top, catches out 4. That's a quick death for Eamon. He doesn't get the support necessary. And Late Young follows as well. So it's falling apart here for the defense. Nice thing, though, is that they're not throwing in ults this time, Hex. They've elected to hold on to them.
Well, that's always the byproduct of getting EMP'd. You die with your ult. So now Florida puts Chengdu's economy in a better position than Chengdu's been able to do so far. And I like the switch onto the Ana so that they have some stuns and sleep darts. In case BQB shows his head, they're going to be able to stun him out early. But now a combo comes in. Swan will be eliminated as he turned his shield, and Jinmu actually picked up the rest of the damage.
Yes, Jinmu. A little bit of the stun. Let's go. And already, we're just going to have them just charging forward here. Chengdu looking good. We'll just back off and reset at this point. You have the ult advantage. You know it. You've got to have... Well, I'm curious to see how the Mei is going to work out here on the offense. Vic has got that Blizzard, and that could make it very tight, you know, tough to fight in these tight spots.
We'll see. It works better against an aggressive team who's pushing forward, but if Chengdu's smart, they'll realize this and just back up. There's still going to be chance, but they're just going to go forward. They have to be careful.
The Matrix is there. Sound barrier follows. They are going to go for a ride here, but Swan should be able to survive. He's got the teammates there to back him. Shatter thrown in here by Swan, and the focus fire is just too good. Eamon and Jinmu down. And now it's Chavik on cleanup duty with the help of BQB. This is going to be tough now for the Hunters. Their backs are to the wall, and for a minute and a half, they have to hold. Whoa, the boost going out onto late young.
It's to keep them alive. You can't let them die there because you won't have the time to reset the energy, and your Zarya will just be that much less useful. But the EMP comes in again. BQB has been all over the place. It's so frustrating to play against because you don't even get to play the game when you're EMP'd. You can't use any of your abilities, can't use any ultimates. It just is a big old feels bad. And now it looks like Florida putting the finishing touches on Kings Row.
They're going to get this unlocked. Eamon is back on his faithful Rodent, but it's not looking too hot here. Grab gets thrown in. Perhaps this is the chance. No real follow-up, though. And Zephyr's got the grab of his own as well, so he could just kind of, catch him as they try to get to the cart to contest. That's not going to happen. Elsa, you're dead. Eviltal's not going to be around for long either, and they are certainly going to pick it up. Florida Mayhem will find success on the second map of this series, tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, they bust out the niche hero in the Mei, and it worked out well for them. Tavik, a jack of all trades, maybe master of the Mei, as it so seems. Tied up 1-1 as we head to the half. We'll see you after halftime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.
Well, we got a fun one to end the night. This one is all tied up after the Hunters take map 1. We got the Mei, Tavik tying things up. It's one apiece. Welcome back. We got Bren. You know him. You love him. And so far, this has been a weird game. Can we just start
I think that's a good way to kick this off. It's not at all what we expected. I do love that we have a tie series on our hands, but it's not quite what we saw coming. I expected a little bit different things, not necessarily.
I definitely expected that Eamon was going to be playing Hammer.
Yeah, okay. Everyone
we knew that coming
into
the day. They had run Wrecking Ball 83% of the time in their comps. Let's take a look at how things played out in game number 1. More Wrecking Balls.
Yep.
Some fantastic auto play on both ends. We saw some Sombras coming in. This is a look at some of the early action as well from BQB, who is back on that Zarya.
Yeah.
If you look at Mayhem, this was our player to watch coming into the day.
Absolutely, Pagger. I'm glad that we're still giving credit to BQB. I think this is a real star player for Florida. Everyone needs to keep their eye on him. One thing that I did notice from Florida throughout this map 1, despite the fact that they did lose it, is that they're adapting a lot better now to Eamon on the Hammond. They're coming in a lot more resources into bringing him down. You'll remember back to the Seoul game, that was one thing that they did especially well against Chengdu, was was essentially just solo grabbing Amon most of the time, just to try and lock him down, keep him out of this fight. This was sick, though. We actually got to saw Genji for the first time.
Was that a Genji?
That was a Genji.
In the game?
Yes,
wow.
Yes. Guys don't deceive.
Yeah, that really boosted Kyo's Ana stats there as well. So yeah, thanks a lot, Jinmu. Even on the second map on King's Road, they also devoted a lot to deal with Amon. They switched BQB over to the Sombra and made sure that Amon is staying a little bit more contained and useless.
Yeah. One of the best things for me, I think, as well, was Vic switching over to the Mei. Like you already mentioned, Puckett. Like,
yeah, I have a super Mei account, Brent. I love the Mei.
When Chengdu start playing weird and wacky stuff, you just need to hit him back with other weird and wacky stuff. So you hit him back with the Mei. You're trying to segregate the team with the Ice Wall. Any way you can possibly split them up. You know, if you can try and catch Amon out of position as well. Blizzard's super good as well. You can build it up nice and quickly. Try and really collapse onto the rest of the team. So I like that Florida are adapting in this game. Shows good signs, honestly.
But that was King's Row, right?
Yes.
Let's look forward here. Can you continue to run the Mei as we take a look at maps 3 and 4? That's Anubis and Rialto. Rialto, you could maybe run a Mei, but there's so much high ground available.
You could probably run Mei as well onto the last point of Anubis, but I'm less looking at the Mei pick in general, and I'm looking at these maps and how they favor both these teams, because Chengdu, it's hard to expect what they're going to be coming out with. They come out with wacky stuff all the time. They're a hard team to predict. They're honestly probably one of the worst teams to play against in the Overwatch League, because you cannot practice against any other team that plays like them. They come out with stuff you can't predict most of the time. Very hard to prepare for them in general, but moving forward, I'm expecting Florida to still have an edge with these maps, because you can run still a lot of the triple tank, triple supports that we're seeing all the bloody time.
Do you agree with this? Is it Florida in the second half, or do you have faith in the
I don't know.
Pandas here?
As he just said, Chengdu, they're coming out with a lot of different stuff. And with the maps coming up, I do see them going Farah or something like that. So it will take a lot of adaptation from Mayhem to bring this one home.
I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. Chengdu wins this one in a Game 5 Busan. We're going to be tied up after 4. That's how it's going to play out. Stay tuned. Let us know in the chat. Who do you have coming out on top? Is it Florida or is it the Chengdu Hunters? We'll find out second half after this.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. We're live here with some Overwatch, and Hex has acquired the power He's taking over.
You have terrible vision. These are actually prescription glasses and making me dizzy.
That's why, man.
I'm gonna fall off my Xbox here if I keep them
I
up.
shouldn't be touching these. They're barely held together as it is. Okay.
Map 3, let's go. Chengdu, Florida, tied up 1-1. Going into map 3, which is going to be Temple of Anubis. We're going to see some substitutions coming. Bacon Jack coming in for Late Young there.
Yes.
Makes a little bit of sense, because I would imagine that Chengdu wants to run several DPS on this map. Late Young is a good player, but he's mostly known for his off-tank play, and Bacon Jack is a damage-dealing guy.
Listen, somebody
hero,
reach out to
potential.
that guy on Twitter. He needs a logo. He needs T-shirts and hats and stuff. With a name like Bacon Jack,
He needs a cheeseburger
You gotta
sponsorship.
get
to it.
on
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, bacon cheeseburger with pepper jack.
he should be playing for the
what I heard.
Dallas Fuel. Should be
But
playing for the Fuel.
The point is, Florida struggled on Temple of Anubis, especially first point defense, against 4 DPS. So I would imagine that Chengdu is not going to play standard 3-3. I'd imagine they're going to play as many damage dealers as humanly possible, at least on their first point offense. So
Right.
that substitution makes a lot of sense to me, and we'll see which team is on which side here early on. It does look like Florida will open on their defense. They're running pretty standard. Hago on the Ana is a nice little wrinkle that they've been doing pretty well on. Ana against a team that's not going to run a D.Va can be very good because her bio grenade boosts healing and cuts off healing on the other side. So
Indeed.
obviously some film study from Chengdu here if they do run multiple DPS, but now some late switches. All right, but we still have a Widow so far. Anything can happen. They're still in spawn. Could be some changes.
Yeah, that's the thing when you're on offense like that. Oh.
Okay.
All right, take to the skies. Death and destruction from above. Let's see, are the Mayhem going to be able to handle it? I like it. Far Mercy, open for business.
Far Mercy, got Disruption. Bacon Jack's going to distract. And then, honestly, who's going to shoot at Vara?
Well, you saw, I mean, the flail only goes so far, Hex. Just laughing right now, Jinmu. He's like, heh, can't touch this.
Tether just knocks the Zarya around. They're trying to find a single target that's not in the sky, who wanders too close to the Wolf's Den here, but Jinmu gets in there very early. He's just pumping in damage. Look at this alt charge already. Almost has Barrage.
Yeah, he almost has Barrage. This is sick. Now he knows that D.Va doesn't have boost, at least for a couple of seconds. He could just plummet in. And sure enough, just going to go ahead and eliminate Swan. No answer possible for the Mayhem. What great awareness from Jinmu. He knew it all. He read him like a book.
This is something that the Florida Mayhem have struggled with on first point. Now, a lot of teams would switch off of this composition going towards second, but I like it from Chengdu. If you ran it once, now you've got this kind of snowball effect where everyone's going to have ult. Just run it at least once, see if you can run over the team.
Oh, buddy, Swan, gotta be careful. Got hacked, and Swan is dead. Out of position, and he is gone. Now we've got the boosted Jinmu. Big rockets coming through.
Ooh, terrible time to
There we
reload.
go, there we go. Gets the follow-up. Point blank on it to Vic as well. Pumps him into the corner. And they are making progress. One tick picked up, nearly a second as well. The hook onto Jinmu, but he doesn't care. You're gonna die.
Now you only have to watch left side here too because the minefield is laying out on right side. Everybody's still alive and healthy. An EMP ready to go should they so need it. Zephyr gets boosted. Of all things, desperation just to keep him alive. Slept. They will hack it all too.
Got the EMPs out as well. Let's go, Zephyr. Gonna get overwhelmed here. Surely Tvik on the point, trying to delay just a little while longer, but we've got it pretty much in the bag here. If they can just keep it together, the Hunters can just go ahead with a quick 2-point take. The big boom comes through with 2 kills for Elza. Surely this has got to be it. The Hunters right now, who is there to oppose them? The answer is nobody.
It is going to be it, and don't call me Shirley. They roll right on through there. That is exactly what I expected from Florida Mayhem. It's good film study, or from the Chengdu Hunters, good film study knowing Florida has a hard time dealing with that composition. We'll see Florida's offense right after the break.
And we're in the game. Let's go. Florida Mayhem swapping sides. Going to be on the offense. Hunters on the defense. And, well, you were just explaining to me, Hex, in the break. Florida, they have trouble.
On first point, they just don't know how to deal with these very aggressive offenses. You know, a lot of teams struggle with it too. There's too many angles to try to... They did their best. They hit in the corner, but eventually you're going to take enough splash damage. And I think they might have been better served by trying to find a target on the ground and chasing them down. The problem is, Chengdu didn't give them a target to chase down on the ground. What, are you going to chase the hamster around and then you get shot in the rockets while you're reenacting a Tom and Jerry skit? So,
yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you really going to do about it? Luckily for Florida, their offenses have been up to the task of completing this map several times, though their defense on first point has struggled. That was about as one-sided as it gets, though. It was 17 kills to 1 in favor of Chengdu.
17 to 1. Brutal start. Mayhem, on you now to turn it around. And guess what? Wow, we're really starting to get to see some heroes that don't get to show their faces too often these days.
Yeah, Bacon Jack going to be on the Widowmaker. This is a pretty classic defense, or at least from the 2018 Overwatch League season. And Orisa and a Junkrat, you're just raining a ton of damage, you know, just hoping to get lucky, just, you know, spamming those grenades into doors.
Well, they're just running the Shetland right now. Just taking their time, low ground hold. Bacon Jack, gonna be tough to get to him. Changes up his angle, so now he will be able to start taking pot shots at Florida as they try to break through this defense. Hunter's hanging in there.
Ooh, almost got that one. Trying to take a different angle now. He knows where they're coming from. Gonna throw a Venom Mine up there too. Trying to get some damage late on here, but nice shield placement there.
And nice halt combos, making some good communication there with the team. Trying to play off of each other there with the abilities.
Well, we have a Riptire ready to go. So the thing about
a meeting.
the thing about the Mayhem's composition is there's not a whole lot of burst damage from this team to be able to kill a Riptire before it finds a target. Nice, though. Very nice play by BQB. Proved me wrong right there.
Wow. Okay, then. That looked so good.
It's a rarity that a tire doesn't go off against his composition, but BQB is a special player.
Looking for the shot here. Hago taking advantage of the shield. Going to cut that angle off, but Ivatal decides to get the wings out. Elza is just going to town. Florida Mayhem getting whittled down to a nub. There's nothing left.
Yeah, Bacon Jack, if you didn't notice, he's on defense. He's holding that archway because there's no one to be able to really deal with him. The D.Va can come back. We've seen Lucio's try to do it with very little effect, and now he's just going to hard hold up here. The Zenyatta's got to wait and spawn for his shield to escort him out of this. Just launching some nades over top, too.
Oh, man. That's brutal. Swan did manage to get up there, but Bacon Jack, he does not care. It is but a trifle. Swan moving through, and he's going to go into the high ground, but now we're going to get the bongos down, and the damage that comes through is just insane. Florida main tank gets melted. Zephyr's out of it as well. Minute 30 on the clock here for Florida Mayhem, and it is not looking pretty. The Hunters, they're thick on him.
That's a nice kill onto Jinmu before he gets his tire off, so good play there. Nice body block of a lot of this damage with the Transcendence. But it's not going to be enough. They're just going to resurrect a full 6 up and almost only a minute left for the Florida Mayhem. They're going to be pushing in a tire. I believe that our data last year was that the Supercharger from Orisa was the biggest fight-winning ultimate in the game. Everybody gets damage boost, and damage boost is the name of the game in some of these compositions. So very good play there. Now you have to deal with a tire. Florida has been banking up some ultimates, though.
They have. They've got some tools to work with here. Curious to see if Zephyr's going to try and engage with the self-destruct. Swan's gone for the primal, so he's the one who's going to start it off. Now we're going to get the combo. Doesn't work. No, it does not. Jinmu finds a kill on Zephyr in the meantime with a tire of his own. So we lose the D.Va for Florida Mayhem. And man, Swan drops so low. Are they able to get the follow-up? It's not looking likely so far. There it is. Finally, Swan goes down. And 30 seconds left on the clock here. Florida once again losing this fight.
And that grab self-destruct combo has to work against a static shield like Orisa. You know where the shield is. You know the cooldown that just happened. It just fell really right in front of it, a bit short. It comes over the top. We might be looking at a different fight. As it stands, 10 seconds of desperation time for Florida Mayhem. And now Chengdu has infrasight. They're able to see through walls. It'll be hard to sneak anyone onto the point. Supercharger comes in for good measure.
You're going to get the Tracer on Zephyr. Never mind. Bacon Jack going to get that one. Discordor probably had his thing to say about that as well. We're going to get the point-blank tire kill onto Tavik. He is gone. Swan now the last man alive, but not for long, and it will be the Hunters extending the lead here. 2-1 in maps over Florida Mayhem, and the Hunters just looked absolutely fantastic everything under control, well planned out strategy that was executed flawlessly. And Florida just did not have an answer. We're going to see if they can do anything here, Florida, on the map that's coming up after the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. We're going to get into the potential final map of this series. The Hunters are up 2-1 over the Mayhem. And, well, you know, I'm getting flashbacks, Hex. Flashbacks. Oh, yeah, right. Florida only got 2 kills last map.
2 kills, 236 on the other side. It was a pretty one-sided affair, to say the least. And Florida continues to struggle on Temple of Anubis, but Chengdu just put on a clinic right there. Just beautiful play. A lot of different versatility. Everybody gets some play time on this team, too. It's really good for them and keeps the morale high. You know, Bacon Jack gets to come in and play. They do a lot of swaps. And our last map where Chengdu is going to try to close it out the series is going to be Rialto.
Rialto. So, as far as Rialto is concerned, though, we have, at least in the past, seen well, it seems like the Hunters have got their own strategy sorted and kind of nailed down for this one.
I mean, they lost to Seoul in pretty bad fashion. I believe they got 0-4'd by Seoul recently, but Rialto was like a small bright spot for them. They were able to almost finish it, which is difficult in its own right. Unfortunately for them, Seoul actually did finish it, but they ran, you know, these similar compositions. They ran Hammond all over the place, so I mean, you're really redefining what a main tank can do, and if you can just call up all the disruptions, knocking people in the air, then you don't need to be this giant death ball. You can just be the ball of death.
Indeed, and I mean, right now, Florida, they're on the hunt right now, running after that ball of death, you know, trying to figure out, how do we get at that? How does that work?
Yeah.
Because they need to actually get, before you can have any strategies, you actually kind of need to get a kill at some point. So, I mean, kind of hoping that we're going to see that Florida here, you know, turn up in this last map.
Right. I don't know what Florida's going to run. You would assume standard. They run mostly standard, but I think a Sombra can be very good on this map as well. BQB excels at that hero. It might be time to throw strategies and pre-plans out the window and just say, guys, play what you're best at. I mean, these guys aren't going to roll us over with 3-3 strategies. They're just playing heroes that they like and are very good at. And I'm not to say that there's no strategy, because obviously Chengdu's got a very different strategy, but the 3-3 is not really working against it. I mean, the thing that worked best against it and then forced them onto a 3-3 was just running May and running these kind of strange heroes yourself. So you get thrown a curveball, throw a curveball right back and see who can hit one.
Oh, let Tavik do that. I mean, you got a man who can play almost every hero in the game. Just let Tavik run wild. Play his own game. But right now, it's not looking likely. It's looking like Florida are going to stick to their guns, or at least to the strategy that they have the most belief in. Now, whether that strategy works or not, Hex, we'll find out. But, I mean, it works for other teams. Just needs to work for Florida. Need to figure it out here on Florida's side. I'm referring to the 3-3 strategy, of course.
So on Rialto, Chengdu ran a Farah, Sombra, Hammond composition. So that looks exactly like what they want to run again. Again, if I have this figured out and I know the compositions, I can guarantee you that Florida has it figured out and they know what they're going into. Now it's just about executing against it.
Once again, somewhat limited. I mean, at least this time around they have like Hago who can maybe take pot shots at Jinmu. Still going to be tough,
but then you're
though.
not healing.
Yeah,
right?
then you're not healing, so it's still tough in terms of having an answer. Oh, that's unfortunate for him, and he gets pinned down, and never mind, he's going to roll his way out. Okay, then. Gets stunned. No, doesn't care. It's fine.
Not unfortunate. He's just buffing up his Mercy ult. Just getting Valkyrie a little bit quicker.
Oh,
taking
there,
damage,
there you go.
You know?
Look at that first engagement, already at 32% on the charge for Eviltal. Oh, Mayham once again right into the thick.
They isolate a target, and into the drink goes Swan. Should be able to float, right, with that name. Isn't that a buff? Not going to happen as Jinmu concussions off the edge. And now they will continue to roll forward. Hacks go off in the room as well. And Chengdu's just never going to give you a straight-up fight. They're just not going to do it. They're going to pick away at you from the edges.
We nearly got the barrage online already. Again, we saw a stat earlier. I believe Jinmu had done like 42% of his team's damage as far on Anubis. That's bonkers. And it's looking like he wants to do more of the same. Elsa's going to kick things off here with the kill on Hago. Swan did get nanoed, but he's fine with this. He's just going to get rained in on. There you go. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to go.
And Florida got a kill early. They got the Zenyatta early, and Zenyatta is just now rejoining his team. So they had an advantage there, but again, Chengdu just doesn't give you good targets to go at. Now they're going to try to bully Tavik into that corner, and a beautiful placement from Elsa.
That was right into him. Nowhere to go. Chris and Tavik dead. And this is surely going to be a first point picked up here for the Hunters. Just powering through. And yes, they will succeed. So Florida having to back off and as quickly as possible here. Looking like they will at least manage to dodge.
You've done your work, Elsa. Elsa's quietly been having a very good series for them, too. We talked so much about the flashy plays of Amon, and, you know, you got Farah's up here, too. The supports have played well, but Diva's so important in these compositions, and Elsa has had really good game thus far.
Right over the top. Oh, and there's the mines, too. Land right into him, comboed up with the barrage. Beautiful plays.
Oh, games are supposed to be fun, and if it's not fun to watch Amon, I don't know, get your pulse checked, because that was wacky, wonky, beautiful. Unless you're a Mayhem fan, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. There's two of them in here, I think I saw. But, man, that's brutal. That's so good to see. Just using the map, use the architecture.
Well, that's the point that most teams want to hold on, right? So they've done their study, too. They know that these stairs are a really hot point of contention, as Rialto's all about corners and holding the limited high ground that you have. So he knows exactly where he's going to be, just knocks him off. There is going to be a fight before second point, though.
He was hoping to catch one out there. That's not going to happen. Tvik dropping a little bit low. Bacon Jack looked like he was getting in position there. He gets caught. And Jinmu able to get right back up to the top again. The wings are out for Eviltal, and he's going to get the res off, but he pays for it with his life. Not ideal.
Nah, you can't really go for those super risky resurrections.
Bacon Jack just got his EMP canceled. Oh, man.
Got bashed.
Yep, immediately as well. You heard it, the Q. That's unfortunate.
Must have got bashed. If he didn't die, because if he got slept, they would have cleaned him up, very likely. Anyway, that is very unfortunate for Big Jack. Luckily, EMP charges rather quickly. However, you would have liked to be online with Barrage.
Yeah.
A really good combination where they don't have any shields up, and you can just burn through a whole team.
For this next fight, that was, you know, sometimes they just decide to keep throwing those ults and trying to make the plays. That time, didn't work out. Shake it off, go again. Big damage getting thrown in. Jinmu right now just pummeling them.
If they come out here, they're just going to get blown up by Barrage. That's fine. Get the support. The anti-air self-destruct comes in.
Why not? But he is reconstituted. Must not have taken too much damage. Able to put him back together fairly quickly there on Mercy's side. Jinmu, once again, the terror in the skies. Elsa's going to get overwhelmed. I mean, if BQB can hit the grenades on Afara, that would be pretty sick, but highly unlikely.
Oh, BQB falls very low, will fall. And that's the opening that Chengdu needs to get back in here. As if they need an opening, they'll fight 3v6.
The fight is never ending with these guys. Swan, oh, he's getting body blocked. Nowhere to go, he's cut off. Out in the open right now. Sick play from Mayham.
Has to retreat, shield drops for a second, and Kyo takes him down. Now they're in trouble. The number's just not good. The BQB actually switches to McCree to try to put some pressure on this Pharah.
Got to do something at this point, but hey, another kill. BQB gets spotted, and now Jinmu's going to play the angles, or never mind, Bacon Jack will find the kill there, and it will be the second point picked up with 3 minutes on the clock here for Chengdu.
They clean it up without having to use a single ultimate. Hio goes down, but he'll be resurrected. Full fighting force now for the Chengdu Hunters, and they have the Barrage EMP up. They can throw mines into it. The only thing they use is Valkyrie, but also charges pretty quick, because you're the main support here. I mean, Kyo's not going to be doing that much healing. It's not really Zen's role.
He's just the flex.
Damage, buffs, you know, you get a little bit of healing for your flankers, but it's mostly about the Mercy here.
It's all transcends in the end, right? There we go. Mayham with the slam. A little bit of shield gained. And once again, going to take a nice nap. But that's a good thing, you know, everybody. Rest is important. EMP gets thrown in, and that is a big one. 3 hacks go off. Not quite able to capitalize on it, though, with any kills on the Hunter side. Instead, it's them who are taking the majority of the brunt of the damage.
Stunningly, they got absolutely nothing there. The EMP went off while they were transcending so that they could keep Amon alive. They send in the self-destruct at the same time as Barrage, which may be a little bit of a mistake. Maybe you want to Barrage first, corner them somewhere where they're hiding away, then send in the self-destruct. The order of operations may be a little bit wonky there because you're hiding behind walls against both of those ultimates. So once you send one in, people are already scrambling, and they just were unable to find any targets. Mayhem now with the ultimate advantage.
See if there's going to be the big shatter. We no longer have the Wrecking Ball in play, and even instantly with the EMP. And there it is. That's going to send Hunters back to the spawn. Still time on the clock there for him.
Okay, so yeah, the Hunters did make wholesale changes before that last fight, and at 2 minutes, you think you should be able to get ultimates up. That's when you're going to decide to make that change, rather than keep running in your DPS, especially if they have designs on getting the very last point. It's a very small area to fight, and a lot of these DPS heroes excel in wide open spaces.
Well, mana boost is in. Gonna have a hammer swinging all over the place. Looking for the kills, lots of damage, and yes, once again, Swan leading the charge. Elsa just going for a drink. The thing is, I don't get it. When D.Va goes in the water, she's the one that I would think could actually survive in that mech.
Yeah, you need a submarine mode.
You know, her or Ryan. Ryan's got the armor. It's got to be airtight.
I mean, you got to do something to make D.Va relevant in this meta, right? Make her swim.
Hey.
I got jokes.
There's a grab. There's a dead bunch of people. They're all gone. Okay. Back to the jokes, X. Back to the jokes.
Oh, no, it wasn't even a good one. Don't worry about it. The joke is trying to get out of spawn for Chengdu right now. They're absolutely bricked in. 20 seconds left, and at this point, you have to just try to get to the point. It's a long walk. They're going to try to get the Sombra there. Sombra much faster in stealth mode. Try to lurk around the team. BQB is not looking for it. He's just looking for another big EMP.
All right, well, Eamon's on position now with the shield. EMP right into the back, though. Perfectly done here by BQB, and this should be it. One fight here for Mayham. The sound barrier getting thrown in as well. Just the additional nail in the coffin. And there will be nobody left for the Hunters. They got caught out. And the Mayhem doing their best clever girl impression.
Well, nice defense there as they finally pulled it back together. We'll see if the Florida Mayhem can get it further on their Rialto push to continue our series when we come back from the break.
Well, Hex, turns out that Florida have figured out how to work together like a pack of raptors at the end. It was just the Hunters running and screaming through a cornfield, and they're just thinking, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you there?
Shoot her!
Shoot her!
Well, it does seem like the defense from Chengdu is going to keep surprising, keep giving us new looks. I love it. We've got 2 snipers on the field, a Hanzo sighting, Widow on the field, a single tank in Orisa. I mean, expect the unexpected when you're going to watch a Chengdu game. It's fun. I don't care what anyone says. It's fun.
It is, and well, we could have some fun here on the Mayhem side as well. Probably going to be changing it up, of course, just because they are still in spawn. They are on the offense. Now it's a matter of getting across this bridge. And you got a whole bunch of trigger-happy, bowstring-happy snipers just chilling out over here. I mean, at least there are shields in a way, but those shields are going to get melted eventually, and then that's going to open up the opportunity here for Bacon Jack to hit a headshot. So you think.
Going back to spawn, yeah, they're going to run a Winston here, which is usually the response to when you have a Widowmaker or Hanzo on the high ground. You got to get someone to get up there. Like you said, the shield's just going to crack at some point, so they're going to send everyone off to the right-hand flank. Teams are do-si-doing around the house, switching spots here, as it were.
Valuable time getting wasted, though. Burnt off the clock. Keep in mind, it's the payload that needs to make progress. These guys can go sightseeing all they want.
Chengdu just embraced it. They just started playing the cart.
Yeah, why not? It's like, you guys are going to have to come here eventually. And sure enough, there it is, Mayham. They're going to an early grave. 2 kills already. The angle's just so good. Chengdu nearly got a dragon. If they go for that stunt again, there you go. Time for a nap.
Oh my goodness.
If they go for that stunt again where they try to make their way through that passage, they're going to get dragons. Never mind. Never mind. Just throwing it out there.
Just
okay.
Tossed it away.
It could have been so cool, Chengdu. I was setting you up to be a god.
I just love how Chengdu just embraces it. Like, oh, you guys, okay, we'll camp on the cart then. Fine with it. Totally fine with it. If
That's
you're
the
team
thing.
playing them, you got to be like, guys, what do we do against this? We're like, I don't know. I've never seen this before. What should we do against this?
It's like they're going sightseeing and then they forget they left their passport down at the train station. You're going to have to go back and get that passport eventually. You're not going anywhere without it.
If style points were a thing, Chengdu Hunters would win the Overwatch League already. Call it a season.
Hey, they got a fat logo and a good color already. I mean, they're not looking too shabby.
Oof.
Bacon Jack. There's the one. Oh, buddy, he's getting punted around. Is he going to survive? Lots of great healing. The pocket's coming through. That's going to cost Keo his life, though. Bacon Jack showing the melee sniper style. Not the most popular. And now we're just going to go ahead and get it. Bongos in. There's the self-destruct. Trading versus Zephyr. And Chris going to get killed. The follow-up is here. It's true. It is out now, Chaos.
Supercharger is such a good ultimate. It's able to bring that fight back from uneven numbers. By the time the next fight happens, the Zenyatta, who went down early, Keo will be able to join the rest of his team. Damage boosted Hanzo just chucking arrows in, getting the good vision there with the sonic arrow.
Bet he wishes he had a dragon right now.
I wish I had a dragon right now, to be honest.
Oh, Swan, got to be careful on the Hammond. Nearly gets clipped. We will have the trance thrown in now. That's Hagopun. It's going to get properly staggered by Keo. Somehow he does not able to connect with Ibiltal, though, and Ibil's going to go down on the Mercy.
They should be Floridas here. There's not going to be enough healing after this Transcendence runs out to be able to do anything. There goes the last form of healing for Chengdu Hunters. Bacon Jack's going to give them a parting gift, but it is time to retreat and respawn. We'll see if they get spawned before the point, because that's where... Yeah, exactly. Everyone respawns now. Had this point been captured beforehand, it's a much longer walk, so they're going to be able to re-engage here. Last second, it looked like they wanted to contest because they got those good spawns, but Elsa gives up the ghost for it.
Yeah, Elsa, unfortunately, just a split second too late. If the contest happens, it might be a different picture, but instead, they're going to have to back off, and there's 3 minutes on the clock now for Florida Mayhem to pick up the second point here on Rialto. Match is on the line here for Florida. They're down 2-1. So they have to get something done here if they want that 5th map and a chance to redeem themselves.
I mean, look at the economy, though. Florida's got everything to work with. Chengdu has made some changes, so a complete reset there. Only thing they're even nearing is a self-destruct. Elsa's been good, but I don't know if you hit a self-destruct on this kind of composition.
It's not the easiest.
I mean, there's no Rhine, right? There's not really shields, so maybe it can be this champion self-destruct.
Oh, there's a combo, though. That's the combo you wanted. Self-destruct goes around the corner, but there was the grab into mine, and that's a dead aim. And Swan coming over the top now with the dunk. And the rest of them, yep, just gonna get rolled out.
I find Hammond endlessly entertaining to spectate. Not so much to play against.
No.
Not a huge fan of playing against it, but to spectate, I find his kit just remarkably entertaining. Now Florida rolling pretty quickly. Chengdu is going to get out here and going to have some tools to fight back with. They're going to have to transcend.
Yeah, have to transcend to keep everybody topped up. They're caught in a bit of a sandwich right now, but that could cut against Mayhem if the Hunters are able to coordinate and work together. But it's going to be Bacon Jack who gets overwhelmed. Delayed trance coming out now on the side of Florida Mayhem with Hagopun, and the mines as well going to work out for him here. Mayhem now just starting to hit their stride. They're winning fight after fight. And it's on the Hunters. The Hunters have got their work cut out for them. 3 minutes now. They have to hold Florida off.
Florida's done such a great job, too. And Swan finally switches onto that Reinhardt. He's going to be able to charge and rejoin his team. Just use his ultimate, so not losing anything there. Graviton ready. It seems like the Hunters have been on the back foot for quite a while. EMP, Graviton, and Slam incoming. They need to sustain, though. It can be hard in the grab.
I like it. Grab. No hesitation. And there it is. Perfect combo. No Rein to worry about now. And they are going to be taking the fight straight on the point. Elsa comes through with a massive hack. Will it be enough, though? Doing a good job here, Mayham, of playing the angles and surviving, but Swan goes down, and now with the sound barrier, it's looking like the Hunters, they're going to hold.
There's an enormous EMP, and Bacon Jack cleans it up. So often we've seen Tracer players transition into Zarya players. Bacon Jack made his name in the Pacific region. I believe it was a team called Flash Wolves, and then made his name at the World Cup on excellent Tracer play. Obviously, it's translating into Zarya play.
So that tracking, the mechanics of it. The tables have now turned. Now it's going to be Hunters with a few ults in the bag to work with here. Hago isn't far off the trans for Mayhem. That's going to be a value one. But BQB, a bit of a ways off the grab. So let's see. Are Florida capable? 1:45 on the clock for Florida. And they are so close, but the Shatter just gets thrown out. Zephyr gets stunned, but that's not going to be good enough. Chengdu getting pinned up against the wall isn't going to help things here. And the trance, no hesitation on Hago's part. He just throws it out there. That might be it. Hunters.
Too much. Can they get back? Transcendence is going to be ready. They will have ultimates here. They just have to throw it at it. They do just that. EMP comes off. Is there any cleanup? Can Bacon Jack perform another miracle?
It's not going to happen. The focus is too good. Never mind. Never mind. It's Immortal who's going to come through along with the help of Elsa. All eyes on Bacon, expecting him to do the damage. Turns out the supports. This is a support game, Hex.
Oh, they chase it down. Smoke and mirrors, barely able to pull it off. Chengdu has been making chicken soup out of chicken bones here. Florida Mayhem, though, still have so much to work with. A minute left, though. If Chengdu can pull off another miracle, Florida's going to be kicking themselves.
Oh, this would be bonkers if they managed to make it happen. There it is, once again. Grab straight through, all grouped up, and then the follow-through here with the sound barrier. The support ultimates making all of the difference for Florida. What a monster Shatter! But again, the EMP, the sound barrier goes down. It's just not going to be enough. The lone Lucio is just going to get pushed off the point. Nothing here to contest it, and it will certainly be the Florida Mayhem taking us to a map 5. No other way, Hex. Had to go the distance.
We generally go to map 5 here, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I enjoy watching these teams play against each other. I enjoy watching Chengdu. Unabashedly, I enjoy watching it. Luckily, we have a map number 5 coming up right after this break.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm standing next to the biggest Florida Mayhem fan in the world right now. because he really wanted this map 5. He wanted to see more of the Hammond on every side.
I do. It's a fun style. After a day that's been mostly 3-3 and like, oh, this is such intricate play, just give me lunacy, give me wackiness, and like, there's no better Looney Tune character than Hammond. It's ridiculous. It's a hamster inside a giant rolling mech. Like, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun.
Drops mines. No fun allowed, actually. You know, that's the thing. It's fun for one person on the server, and it happens to be the hamster.
Favorite noise in the game is his ultimate noise.
Yes.
It's like squeak, squeak, squeak. Yes. Raining death from above. Like, it's so discordant that I love it.
No doubt, no doubt. It is. I mean, I thought that there wasn't anything more annoying than D.Va, but you know, I guess we can work on that. So. We do have some subs coming through here, one for each team, in fact. So going into the control, it's going to be the return of Late Young for Bacon Jack. Late Young started it off for the Hunters, so is that a shock? Don't think so.
No, Late Young's a good player. They have a lot of rotations, and there it is, Saya player coming in for Zephyr. Now, we are going to Busan as our tiebreaker map. Busan has been a stage in which Widowmakers have had opportunities to get play, and Saya, big play after big play last season. He was really the bright spot for that Florida Mayhem roster.
He was, but it's a difference in like meta, right?
Yeah.
Not all that much Widow play these days. I mean, to be fair, in this game, it's a little bit misleading, you know, because we are seeing quite a bit of Widow, but that's kind of rare. So, you know, Saya, that was what he made his name
It's
on.
rare, but if you're going to get to play it, it's probably going to be against Chengdu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're probably not going to run 3-3, so you have a little bit more opportunity to run some Widow. And also Busan in Mecha Base. We've seen Happy from Guangzhou run it pretty often, and seen Dallas try to run it a couple times. So there's definitely room for Widow on some of these stages.
It's either Widow or McCree, and I'm happy if we see, you know, either one.
I'm just happy Saya's playing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Saya, are you surprised? Yes. Okay. I mean, he's here, and we're going to get to see more action from him alongside the Florida Mayhem. And we're going to see, I mean, they battled their way out on Rialto. They were down a map, managed to keep it together, get the work done. I mean, going into Control as the last one, though, what is it? Well, I mean, it's been a while now because that was the first map of this series. Kind of hard to harken back all that way to remember what they did, you know, poorly. But
well, I mean, I think they had a difficulty with the hamster. That means it's very possible that Sai is on the McCree just so they can use the flashbang to slow down Amon, because on the first map he was running wild all over the place, down to 100 HP, up to 1,000 HP. So the more stuns and control you can put onto Amon, I think the better. You should be expecting them to run Amon on Hamster, on Hammond, Wrecking Ball. He's a man in many names, hero of many names, but that might be the reason why. I'm not entirely sure, but as we see here, Nepal, our first control map, was won by Chengdu. Then we went to Kings, and Tvik pulled out the May. Very good play there. Anubis was absolutely as one-sided as it gets. Mayhem didn't even get a point. So Rialto switched the other way. A very close map between the two. Doesn't matter now. We're going to Busan. Best of 3 on our control map here to decide the last set of the day.
No overtime possible, something to keep in mind here. We will have a winner by the end of this map. And we'll see, are they going to be able to adjust on the Mayhem side, or are the Nepal, well, not Nepal, but the Chengdu Hunters, the Hunters, are they going to be able to keep it together and stick to their strategies that we have been highly entertained by so far in this match? More double sniper, please. That would make me so happy.
Well, we're going to kick it off on the Mecha Base. This is where you see a lot of Widowmaker play, or teams at least attempt it before they switch on to something else. Be interesting to see what Saya opens with. They could just be trying to get him a little bit of play time in this as well.
Keeping him happy, but I mean, we saw how that went with Dallas Fuel earlier. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot just be giving away wins just to try to keep people happy.
Definitely not.
But Saya, I don't think that's the case here. It remains to be seen. And all right, let's go, Saya. Soldier 76 Saya coming out. Probably the least picked hero in all of Overwatch League right now.
Unreal. Okay, then now I'm all about it. I love Soldier 76. Wish that he was still in the meta, would play a lot more, but he is going to be getting through. Swan right over the top once again, and just chasing Eamon away. Eamon's got to be careful. Doesn't want to give up the ghost this quickly, and nope, Tvik going to be there to hunt him down. So we've lost the Hammond immediately here for Hunters.
BQB dying to Late Young, though, is a little bit rough. Dying as Somber at all, usually a bad sign, means maybe a decision or your translocator got deleted there. Brawl continues. Try to just find targets here and at least focus one, but Amon and Elsa come in. 3 kills. They find the focus, they find the kills, should be grabbing control of this point momentarily.
Not a whole lot that Tvik can do there. He does have his pulse grenade online though, so ult is there for Tvik. As far as he's concerned though, all the way in the back line right now. Saya player's running his way back in. We're gonna see if the visor is gonna do anything for him at all.
There's not a whole lot of shields out there, so the only thing that can really do anything to prevent the visor from getting a lot of work done is going to be Elsa with D.Va. Maybe they can demech the D.Va first. Amon gets hacked, still able to get out of it though.
Oh, and there's the coalescence, but it's not gonna be fast enough. Timing is working out. The stick from Tvik. Jinmu is dead. And just like that, the Mayhem going to strike right back in this fight. Well, the core is still sticking together, but there we go. Finally, Saya player able to connect. Bullets with face, and Kyo is out of it.
Nice play there. Those of you who are new to the Overwatch League and have only seen Tvik on Brigitte in May, was widely renowned as one of the best DPS players in early Overwatch competitive scene, and now he's getting back to his roots on the Tracer.
Exactly. Glad to see him flex a little bit here. Interesting to see Saya as well on the loose with Soldier and sticking to it, not changing up or anything. Well, long range, taking advantage of the high ground, just whittling them down as they make their way through.
I mean, with the less shields that Chengdu is running, I can see it working very well. A great sleep dart leads to Amon going down. Able to converge on him immediately. Florida should remain in control of this, but Chengdu never thinks they're out of a fight.
No, they're always take the fight, take the battle, never back down. Well, on the high ground here, still just waiting together to move together. And they are going to go for the play here with the grab straight in. The big opportunity. Saya not going to be able to keep him alive. And that is going to be 3 quick kills picked up for the Hunters. Swan trying to turn that around with a kill on Late Young. Should be too little too late, however. And we are going to have the win here for the Hunters. Tvik out of it. Swan just trying to buy a little bit more time with the contest. And just like that, the Hunters will go for the flip. 58% for Mayhem.
Just stalling out. Saya players got Tactical Visor. Now, because we don't see Soldier 76, I feel that I must explain it to you. Tactical Visor pretty much locks on. Anything on your screen you're going to shoot onto. However, he's not seen a lot of play because there's usually so many shields up blocking that. A lot of healing coming in on the side, and you see exactly what the problem is. So much healing, so much shields. Soldier 76 used his ults and gets nothing for it.
Oh, now we've got a Roadhog on the, speak of guys that don't really get to show up to the party too often these days. Late Young gonna be there.
Yeah, we saw Late Young play this on this stage against the Charge earlier last week.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened to him. He became an ultimate charge battery for the opposing Tracer without getting a whole lot of work done. And you see, with all the healing and the Zarya to contest as well, getting a hook doesn't always translate into kill anymore. However, it's a good pick. There is no Zarya on the other side from Florida.
I thought he just didn't bring the right snacks or something. People just weren't digging, his choice of beer, beverages. Fair enough. 2 kills. Hunters doing quick work right now. Overtime quick, burning down, and there it is. The Hunters take the lead. 100% to 58%. Florida Mayhem not able to keep it together, and we will find out now. Match point for the Hunters. Florida Mayhem have to fight back. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll find out if they're capable. Let's find out, is Late Young going to be capable enough on this Roadhog to find the kills, or is he going to be cut adrift, feeding ults?
The juice has to be worth the squeeze. If Late Young is going to be this feeding ult battery with a giant health pool and then taking a breather and giving even more ult charge to some of the damage-dealing heroes on the other side, he has to be getting those crucial hooks and kills. You can hook a lot of heroes in this game now, but it's so hard to follow through on the damage. A huge anti-heal nade actually goes onto the point, but they're going to walk right through it.
Nice try, not quite quick enough. But if his aim is on with the hooks, there is still a chance here for Late Young to have an impact. As far as the rest of them are concerned, it is going to be
It's also meant to disrupt Swan as well and to be a detriment to Bob. So getting hooks and stuns, I get what they're going for, but if Tvik is just feeding on him and dropping pulse bombs all over the place, and you have to wonder if a McCree or another hero which accomplishes a similar thing might not be more worth it.
Once again, he's just feeding. He's getting roasted there. Hagapun's going to be the one to find the kill. But he was hanging out for a while. EMP gets thrown in. That's BQB. Pays with his life, but that might still translate. That's 2 kills on the back line here for the Hunters. Yeah, meanwhile, surely that's going to force him back.
Chengdu had taken the point already, so already at 25%, which means they're going to stall out as much as humanly possible here. In the end, Florida should be able to get this back. It has been all yellow in the kill feed. Got to finish, though.
Jinmu, Late Young, they're walking in one after another. The passive healing coming in from Jinmu's side is making him so difficult to whittle down. Eventually, Tvik is going to get... Oh, there it is! The man shows up in the nick of time, keeps his teammate alive just a little longer with the hook.
Nice
and now,
play.
Saya's
just not finding anybody to shoot at. So while they're getting all these kills, it's Chengdu who's been playing the point. They're just going to remech here now. Amon, of course, on the magical mystery tour and back. He's got mines up ready to go, but despite Florida having much better kills, the objective is not to kill the other team. The objective is to stay on the point.
Doesn't use his mines. Interesting choice there from Amon. And there it is, finally, the cleanup coming through here for Florida Mayhem. But I mean, that was what, nearly 30% worth of stall? More.
Yeah.
They were at 25% when the push really started for Mayhem. So excellent work with the stall there from the Hunters.
Well, the Hunters have some ultimates coming into this. Oh, that's the Saya we know and love.
That's a beauty.
That's a hard target to hit, too. Moira is like razor thin. If she turns sideways, she disappears.
Also known as Kate Moss. Going through. It is going to be the
timely reference.
Hey, they're going through. Hunters. Where is it going to come through, actually? Because they are getting contested now. Mayhem trading back and forth. Late Young out of it, but they lose their Moira. With the sound barrier there, though, it's going to make Florida Mayhem difficult targets to take down, but we've seen crazier things from the Hunters. Amon is just impossible to kill over here, still getting the shields.
They're so close to getting the flip back over. Just a sliver more percentage-wise.
Oh, there it is!
Control the point.
You step off for a second, and now you're going to go ahead and keep getting that advantage, Hunters. Elsa's got to be careful, at risk of losing her mech. Ivatal gets hacked, but the heals are there from Kyo, at least buying a little bit more time, and Saya going to get hunted down by Late Young and Elsa. This is sick work from the Hunters. That sneaky flip that worked out so perfectly, and now they're at 90% and counting. Mayhem are the ones with their backs to the wall.
They're just skirmishers and brawlers. They are just all over the point. They get a couple critical kills here and there. Now Florida back against the wall. No EMP just yet. It's BQB looking for it. He dies, gives up his life for it.
Got spotted. Sick damage coming through. Now Kyo's going to get the pump, the AoE healing through as well.
He is Coalesce here if you want for good measure.
There it is. Coalesce immediately. Get the lighthouse shining bright. So close. Yes, the kill on Chris is monstrous. Amon just refuses to die. The healing just too good coming in here from Kyo. And this is it. The Hunters surely will take the win. 3-2 over the Florida Mayhem in the end.
You practice all week against teams running 3-3. You work on your 3-3. You got it really down. And then Chengdu says, hold my hamster. Let's go.
How about that? Exactly. You're going to have a tough time. Brilliant work from the Hunters. A well-deserved win in the end. Florida has got to leave a bitter taste. But again, motivation to keep on going and to show just how versatile you are as a roster. Makes it so difficult to counter. The Hunters really got the job done well today.
Still some bright spots for Florida as they continue to figure it out. A lot of talent on that roster. And, you know, it's the Overwatch League in 2019. No one knows who's good. No one knows who's bad. All I know is that I am entertained. That's all I really care about. All these teams so close together, bunched up. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to try to see some separation. But in this meta and in this anti-meta, it's just been nuts. But we do have an interview on the floor. Let's go down to Emily, who's standing by with Bacon Jack.
Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be here with Bacon Jack. It's such a fun name to say. Congrats on your win. Our first question is, you've actually took a hiatus from Overwatch for a bit, but now you're back on the Overwatch League's stage, so how does it feel to be back? 那么我们都知道你之前有一段时间没有打守门先锋，那么能回到守门先锋这个舞台有什么感受呢？
我觉得非常开心，因为守望先锋对我来说就是算是我人生的一部分啦。我从守望先锋也学到了很多东西，所以我来这里非常开心。
He's so excited to be back because Overwatch is a really huge part of him, and he learned a lot from this game. So yeah, he's excited to be back. The second question is, your next match will be against the Shanghai Dragons, who just came off an epic first win last night. So how does that feel, and what did you guys do to prepare? 那么你们下一场比赛是面对上海龙，那么我们都知道他们昨晚刚刚获得首胜，所以你们面对下一场比赛都做了什么样的准备？
我们对每一场比赛都会有准备啦，那内容是什么就不方便跟大家说了，但我们会全力以赴了。
Okay, let me ask that in a different way because he said, you know, we prepared differently for each game, but that's something we can't disclose to you. But I guess what I would like to know is that, you know, a lot of Chinese gamers actually said that Shanghai Dragons is one of the strongest Chinese teams. What do you think about that? 因为很多成员在这之前都说上海龙可能是中国队当中特别强的队伍之一，你承认吗
？We'll find out.
So I asked him, you know, a lot of gamers said the Shanghai Dragons might be one of the strongest teams. And Bacon Jack says, we'll find out. All right. Thank you so much, Bacon Jack. Congrats again. And casters, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Emily. And I'm glad to hear Bacon Jack give us his thoughts. An exciting day of Overwatch comes to a close. 4 big matches, and we got 4 more coming up tomorrow. But before we go, we will have watch points, and we will have a special surprise for you on the desk as well. A player will be joining, so be sure to stick around. Half an hour of Overwatch talk and jokes and banter, because Bren is here too. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with that.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.